Hey, everybody. I do apologize for that. I think we are now, in fact, live. There was a bit of a freeze there on our audio and video streams, but it's okay. We're back and we're live. Thank you to the 60 plus people who've signed in to join us. This is an important video today, and it's going to also come with some apologies. And it's going to start off with me, and then the rest of the Transport Evolved team are going to join. Today, we had hoped to get the Ford Mustang Mach-E GT and Ford Mustang Mach-E GT performance review out the door. It's a very cool car. I drove it last week. I was in California last week driving it. It's why I was looking so exhausted at the end of last week. But we didn't have a chance to, for reasons that will become apparent as this live stream goes on. And I do hope that you all will watch and absorb what we're going to be talking about today. Primarily the future of Transport Evolved. As many of you have picked up and have noticed, I've been increasingly exhausted of late. I have been working way too many hours, and I have been struggling to produce content, and the rest of the team has been working equally hard. The news in the EV sector has been getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and more cleaner, greener, safer, and smarter vehicles coming to market every single day, which is absolutely incredible and amazing. And every day we hear from people saying, are you going to do a video on this? Are you going to do a video on that? Are you going to do a video on something else? And so we've been trying to do 2 videos a day for a really long time. We've been trying to do videos. We're doing a short every day. The landscape, the portrait format short that many of you don't like and some of you do. We've been doing that on a separate channel, Transport Evolved Shorts, and then we've been making a main video every day, 5 days or 7 days a week, every single day, and then a live Sunday musing on the weekend. And that has taken a toll on me. It's taken a toll on everybody at the team. It's taken a toll on the channel. And so today we're here to talk about some changes. And a couple of weeks ago, we said, if you want to continue seeing content every day from us, we're going to have to hire a video editor, because the amount of work that goes into making a video is truly mind-blowing. And we're going to talk about that a little bit in a minute. We've not yet financially reached a point where we can afford to hire the person we want to hire to edit videos. And maybe that will change. But until that does, something has to give, because I've not been enjoying work for probably about 3 months. I know that the rest of my team have been very worried about me, and I'm kind of pulling rank here because they are all muted behind the scenes and I can see them pulling funny faces at me. But I wanted to say this, me to you. We have been struggling. I have been struggling. I've not enjoyed my work. I've not enjoyed making content, and I've not enjoyed the other stuff. So let's join the rest of the team. Hey, don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you. I was laughing at John's comment, which is cheeky, true, and no, we're not going to do that.
Just relabel your content like other people do. Joining the rest of the team, we have the Walton-Elliott, Winter Tashlin, and Erin, Carlie, without whom I don't think Transport Evolved would exist. And I've been very honest and told them that multiple times. There have been multiple times in the last couple of months where I would have just gone, screw it, were it not for the fact that I have 3 incredible, wonderful colleagues, friends, and amazing people who I adore and I love very much. And they are the reason why Transport Evolved still exists. So, as Curtis Street Clockwork Heath says. That's a very interesting name. Sorry, Erin, I'm cutting you off in the bottom of the picture there.
Like Mike Wazowski. Look, I'm on the news.
14 videos a week is too much. It is too much. And it's not too much if you're Linus at Linus Tech Tips and you have a team of 40 people making videos, but it's too much if you're a team of 4. So what you see right now is the 4 people who are currently working at Transport Evolved. In the summer, we had 6 people working for us. One of whom left to pursue their full-time school work, and one of whom left to work to become a yoga teacher, which is awesome. And we're very grateful for all of the work they did on Transport Evolved. But now it's just the 4 of us. And I figured it would be a good time to go around and show everybody what we're doing and what we do, what our roles are at the company, and also explain why we're in the position we're in. So let's start with Erin, because she was the first employee.
All right. Well, I'm the graphics and art person. Woo! And I gotta have like a ring, and I do like my Power Rangers transformation. But I do like the thumbnails, I do on-screen graphics, I do merch, I do other projects as well, which include like the deep dives, which we're working on some. They just take a little while, which I'll get into in a second. Other like promotional graphics, just like, and then, I mean, I've also done like camera work and but anyway.
And you're on camera sometimes as well.
And I'm on camera. So I'm a bit of a kind of Swiss Army knife kind of person. But I think being in this company, everyone kind of has to be in some respect.
Yeah.
But so that's kind of what I do. But it really depends, like, if we're talking about like what that involves. Because Nikki, you had said like, oh, maybe talk about what animations take, and like how much time this takes and stuff like that. And for deep dives, they take a long time because it is completely original like stuff that I have to create for these videos. So that's asset creation, that is anchor point puppets, that's like all sorts of stuff. So it's just a whole kind of thing. And then on top of that, like, I'm the only person really doing that portion of the work. There is, like, of course, audio work, that is done, something that I do, but then pretty much everything else is like, hi.
So Erin, when Erin does animation, she has to draw the stuff, the assets. That's what she's talking about. And then she has to figure out how it goes, how it works with the script.
Yeah, so something that obviously, if you know anything about like animation production or like any kind of film production, usually there is some kind of like, storyboard and script writing process at first, and then there is actual like creating everything needed for it, and then there's the actual putting it all together, animating it, etc. Kind of do, how it goes.
One of the challenges with working with the wonderful Erin, it's not really a challenge, is that because animation
I'm not taking critique right now, by the way. I'm not taking critique right now. I will come after you.
Well, okay.
Not open critique time.
It is not open critique time, and a lot of people have talked about the logo, and I'm going to say one thing. The logo is a representation of the myriad of different people that are represented both in our audience and also in the team and the associated members of families and friends who tie in with Transport Evolved. We believe that a cleaner, greener, safer, smarter future depends on intersectionality. It depends on everybody getting a part to play, everybody being represented. That's why the logo is what it is. If you have a problem with it, come after me. Don't come after the artist. So one of the challenges with producing the content that we produce now, the making a video every single day, is that Erin is only one person and she cannot turn around an animation in 5 seconds flat. explaining every video.
Yeah, so that is something that I think needs to be said, is that, like, if animation's tricky, something that we don't really see is how long it takes. Like, if we're taking like a cartoon, something like that, and I'm not saying like anything that I'm doing is on that level, but the amount of time it takes to make one episode can be months. It can be months. It's crazy. And that's just one episode. And we don't really see that because they kind of do them all at the same time over the period of almost like a year or two. And then they push them out all at the same time. And that's why for a long time, there's like a long break in between seasons sometimes, especially like with Netflix shows and things like that, because they are making them and then releasing them all at once. And then it goes quiet, you know? So
even with all the VFX, an episode of Star Trek Lower Decks takes longer to produce than an episode of Star Trek Discovery. Even with all of Star Trek Discovery's VFX stuff, Lower Decks still takes longer per episode as a fully animated show.
And don't forget the size of the crews working on animating that.
Right.
It's not,
and we
not
just
one
have
person.
We have just one Erin.
We have one Erin.
So I just actually linked. It was a terrible link. But I just linked in the chat. The Odd One Out. James is his name, I think. The animator behind the Odd One Out channel. He's a YouTuber. He makes animated videos, and he made this really, truly amazing video the day out called "The Truth About Making Cartoons." Published it about a month ago. If you haven't watched it, go watch it, because it really explains to those who aren't animators what's involved in making a video. The reason why I've asked the team to do this is because I want everybody on the team to have a chance. This is my job. This is why my job takes up so much time. And this is why we're all overworking, and we now are cutting back for our own mental, physical, and other reasons. Sorry, Erin, I cut you off.
Oh, it's fine. I just wanted to mention that Odd Ones Out has a really simplistic style as well, which is kind of adds on to, like, you know, he has a very simple style, and it's still taking, you know, time. But yeah, no, that's mostly what I had. Even on-screen graphic stuff, which is like much, much, much more simple, can take a little bit of time. There's also the fact of rendering time, which, I mean, if anyone's messed with Adobe Media Encoder and anything over like a certain resolution, it just takes forever to render out. There's no helping it, you know? And it's crazy to say that like render time is definitely something that factors into it.
Yep. And I think one of the benefits to us moving, we're going to announce this in a minute, but one of the benefits to the thing we're announcing today is that hopefully Erin will be able to animate more of our content.
Yes. I am open to cloning. Just as long as they don't try to kill me. Of course, I think if I was a clone, I wouldn't try to kill myself. I think we would work together and like be, you know, like, oh, hey, so I'll switch out and you switch in, and it still looked like there was one person. So
I gotta say here, Erin, I know you very well as a long-term friend, and I think that as the introvert that is you, your propensity to get hangry around noon would be solved very well with a clone. However, I also think that you would probably get really tired of your clone just hanging around all the time. You'd have to have a separate house.
Probably.
A lot of people are asking, where are we all based? We are all based in the Pacific Northwest. Winter, Erin, and myself are all based in the greater Portland area, and Kate is based up closer to the Puget Sound. How about that?
Yeah,
Kate?
I'm near Seattle.
Yes, she's in the Puget Sound region. So let's talk about what Kate does.
All right. So I am second presenter, third presenter, depending on the day. I've obviously been around on the channel for years, just helping out, but this year I started being paid to be on the channel, which is exciting. And I
made
help
possible
with...
thanks to all of you guys.
Yes, thank you very much. Otherwise, I would still have to be doing my other job, which I do some of the time, but not all of the time now. So yeah, I do a bit of script editing. I do a lot of proofreading, things like that. but I also tend to I do the deep dives, which take a very long time. And I tend to do the technical videos as well about things like recycling or social issues or policy issues. And all of that takes a long time. So first, obviously, there's the research. That alone can take days of just trawling through. And I have a pile of papers here. This is the green steel papers. There's actually a whole bunch of them more that I haven't.
Because you wanted us to watch. You wanted us to make a video on green steel.
So and obviously, I mean this is like 30 pages. This one, and having read through it, I'm like, well, some of that's useful, but most of it actually isn't. But it does link me to some other ones that I can go read, which takes quite a while, and obviously finding places I can get those papers, because we are not a large organization with an institutional license to get papers from multiple journals. But if I'm going to do that kind of dive into what these things mean, then I need to know what is at least reasonably up-to-date information about where the industries are at.
Yeah.
So that takes quite a while.
And just to jump in here, Erin works full time.
Yes.
I work full time.
Yes, Nikki works full time. The hours on the clock, the ones that have numbers, they're the ones she's working.
Yeah,
I
pretty
probably
much.
put in between 60 and 80 hours a week. Kate works for 2 days a week right now, right, Kate?
Yeah, I do officially 12 hours a week. I think. Yes, 24 over 2 weeks.
And then Kate would love to do some more, I think, and get rid of her other job.
Kate would like to get rid of her other job, or certainly cut it down dramatically.
But right now, finances are operative in that regard. All right, Winter, tell everybody.
You Starlinked for a sec. What was that?
I love that. I Starlinked for a second. Tell everybody what you do.
What do I do? So I am, like Kate, I'm another TE presenter and scriptwriter. My official title includes script supervision, which is something that I do. Most scripts, I would say, that go out, I at least have read and copy edited. And sometimes I do more than just copy edits. I say like, hey, this thing, we need to rethink how we're talking about this or whatever. I also serve as the voice of the person who knows less about EVs, although I'm awfully knowledgeable. So when Nikki will say something in a script, it happened last week, Nikki said something in a script, and I looked at it, I was like, I know that you think that's super obvious and everyone knows that, but that's because you've been doing this for 15 years and that's not super obvious and not everyone knows that and we need to elaborate on it. Mm-hmm. I also keep a really close eye on our YouTube comments. I don't know if people realize this, but we read every single comment that comes in on YouTube, which is a little bit like drowning yourself in sewage sometimes. People comment that our YouTube comments are actually really, really good, and they are because we get rid of so much crap. I would say that I delete at least one or two really awful pieces of homo or transphobia every single day.
I delete about 5 pieces of transphobia every day.
Yeah.
I just gotta say really quick. It's like so Jason Goes to Manhattan. There's a scene where they're like, oh, there's toxic sewage floods the sewers every night at midnight. It's like, instead of the sewage, it's like YouTube comments. And
I will say, the toxicity in our YouTube comment section is very chronological. When America is asleep, our comment section are way more constructive. And I can tell, but just by reading comments, I can see, oh, it was morning on the East Coast. Like, yep, that's when it was. So I handle all of our moderation. I present. I've done some traveling now. I also am the one on the team who most regularly rides motorcycles. Although Kate is working on catching up to me. Nikki rides bikes but doesn't ride them too regularly. So I handle it.
I'm not allowed to ride bikes
I know.
regularly.
Yeah, I'm not allowed another vehicle, so I can't.
So, I handle more of our two-wheeled content. I actually have a Zero motorcycle in my garage right now that's on long-term loan from an incredibly awesome fan of the show and his family. But yeah, I would say the bulk of my job is strip writing and presenting, along with handling content moderation. I'm trying to pick up more of the social media promotional side of things, but it's not my strongest suit.
And it's kind of what we hired somebody else for, and then unfortunately they've parted, and we've just not had a chance to fill the void. I would want to give a shout out to the unnamed members of the TE crew as well. We have a team of moderators who help on Discord. Without them, we wouldn't. They're volunteers.
Yes.
Without them,
our Discord
monitors.
Our Discord would be a disaster without the moderation team on Discord.
Sometimes it is still a flaming pile too, but
Discord never ever rises to the level of YouTube comments. Never. I mean,
Never.
even at its worst,
No.
it's never like YouTube. I also, because my background is as a professional photographer, as well as a professional presenter in a different field, I also do a fair bit of stills work, and I'm doing more of our camera work when needed, when we don't have access to our videographer.
I don't think. Oh God, this is exactly this. This is just sort of, you just put all the homophobia out there in American. I could care what people do with their own lives. I hate being grouped in like that. The point I think that Winter was making, and this is something that we've noticed a lot in the comments, is people are jumping to conclusions rather than stopping and thinking and going, what did that person really mean? Another example was last week when we did the video, why you shouldn't be buying an electric car right now in 2021 was literally because there's very little choice. Parts are constrained. You might not be able to get the car you want. Dealers are putting huge price markups on, and there's a massive wait list. And the used car market is really expensive right now. So sit tight, wait a few months, and it'll sort itself out. We had huge numbers of people saying, you're now saying that we shouldn't buy electric cars. What on earth is going on?
So I want to say the homophobia and transphobia, that can come from anywhere. Although it is worse when America's awake. What we run into more toxicity when America wakes up is that people are much more willing to have discussions about EV stuff. It seems like from Europe, when America wakes up is when we start getting the really heavy, if you don't buy a Tesla, you're just a stupid idiot who doesn't understand cars. Those really start to pick up when America wakes up.
Yes.
Although also weirdly, I got a bunch of people super angry from my GM presentation who thought that I was crapping on GM's cars, which I wasn't. I was crapping on GM's presentation.
I think that's the kind of the level of anger and toxicity that we get in comments. Apparently, someone is very upset about pronouns being displayed on screen. We're just normalizing pronoun use.
So actually, I brought this up with someone recently. I got a question about why do we have pronouns when we do live streams? And here's the really simple, straightforward thing. People deliberately misgender Transport Evolved presenters, mostly Nikki and Kate, on a regular basis as a way to be aggressive dicks. And by putting our pronouns visible on the screen, it shortcuts those people from being dicks in the live chat.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest utility of it. There's still going to be, I cannot tell you how many pat comments I get every week, but we're still going to get that in YouTube videos, but it helps keep the live chat in streams from going there.
I don't really want to turn this into a personal thing here, but I will say that when I went to Arizona to the Lucid event, before I went there, I'd been misgendered a couple of times in the year. I got misgendered 20 times in Arizona, mostly from hotel and service staff, who purposely misgendered me after looking at my identification. Just think about that for a second.
It's just vile. It is. I mean, I get it. It's unfortunately for a lot of people who try and upset me by doing that, they forget that I work in an ER. I've had people literally throw shit at me and urine, so you can misgender me. I will just think you are an idiot, and that is fine.
Yes.
Your life, you are a waste of air. Okay, thanks for demonstrating that. That saves me thinking about you anymore, and any of your opinions are now just garbage, and I will ignore you. Excellent. You've saved
That's
your
actually,
time.
it's interesting because that's my policy when people give me guff about my disability. Nikki has seen this happen in person, but like when someone, and people have noticed, by the way, that my accent's starting to slip. I will be American sounding probably within a month or so.
Right.
The accent tick is fading. The accent tick comes and goes. I'll sound like a normal American soon.
Yeah, Winter is a Tourette sufferer. I don't know if that's the right word. Is Tourette the wrong word? Sufferer the wrong word?
Yeah, I mean, it often sucks, but I don't really like sufferer. I'm a person with Tourette or a Tourette.
I apologize for getting that wrong.
But we had someone recently actually at a business thing where someone commented about how much fun they thought the Tourette must be. And then I'm just like, oh, okay, you're an asshole, and I don't have to think about you. Thanks for putting that out there. Especially when people tell me they think I'd be more fun if my symptoms were worse. I'm just like, oh, all right, cool. I know what box to put you in my head. Thank you for your service.
I am fiercely defensive of anybody on my team who gets bullied or treated badly, whether that is someone complaining about something that somebody on the team did, or whether that's their appearance, or whether that's how they sound, or whether that's who they fancy. It's nobody's business. So let's bring it back to now. Everybody knows what we do. You'll notice that there are a couple of things missing that most channels have. Most large channels, and we are a moderate sized channel, a small to moderate sized channel. Most channels who make videos have researchers and or writers. Even someone like Joe has someone who helps with the kind of the research and the writing and the checking of scripts. We check each other's scripts, but that's about as far as we go.
Yeah, Starlinked again.
Ah.
And I will say, like, when we say most channels, we mean channels with like large volumes of output. Like, I think Alec from Technology Connections mostly works on his own, but he produces like a video every week or two,
Right.
which makes things a lot easier.
The problem with us making a video every week, because several people have said, why don't you just do one video a week? And the answer is because that's not our brand. Our brand is commenting on the news in the world of cleaner, greener, safer, and smarter vehicles. We were talking about this before we did the stream, and we believe that we are the only channel. I think we're the only channel on YouTube that focuses almost exclusively on context behind the news in this sector, who isn't taking sponsorship money, and we'll leave it at that.
And we're not just other channels are like more special. Like, we do car reviews, and that's not our thing. Like, we do review cars, but it's not we don't think of ourselves as a car channel.
No.
Yeah.
We will review anything that is cleaner, greener, safer, and smarter.
Right. And
in transportation world. I mean, not just anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good niche. Scale it. Oh, Kate's now behind the images instead of Erin.
Yes, I'm hiding. No, I'm hiding now.
So
went the wrong way.
So here we go. Japers Russell says, is there a target amount you're going for to give you a comfort zone or the ability to hire that videographer, or talking amount's not appropriate? Maybe it's a bad question. All right. So everybody here at Transport Evolved gets paid a decent amount of money for their work, because I believe in paying people a fair amount of work. Nobody here is working on minimum wage.
Yay!
Technically.
Yeah, no, I seem to recall that actually
Really?
one of us, we just ran the numbers, and one of us actually is working for about $6 an hour, between $5 and $6 an hour, if I recall.
Yeah,
because I was
I
there when
believe
we ran the
someone is.
numbers.
Actually,
I think
Yeah,
someone is
I
in
can
fact
imagine
working
that
for...
there is one person who is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I pay myself
Americate and I
5.
ran the numbers the other day.
I probably pay myself $5 or $6 an hour, but everybody else at the channel gets paid normal, proper, decent salaries. And in order to get a videographer on board, we'd need to probably increase our income by about another $3,000 to $4,000 a month. That would allow us to have a videographer who is also a videographer who is also a video editor. The advantage of that is they both understand how the cameras work and they understand how to tell a story. And the person that we're looking for is actually the person we want to hire is actually also a car person. They are an absolute gearhead and they understand how car videos work. Is the channel profitable? Is it growing or receding? Wow, you're asking all of the tough questions. Are you guys still happy on time? Can we go on for a bit?
Go on.
Erin's doing some third-party work at the moment, so
I am. Someone mentioned Discord, and now I'm checking.
Okay, that's why she was pulling funny faces. So, we are making a profit and we are growing. So, I believe in full transparency. I'm not going to tell you how much we pay people because that's between me and them. I'm not going to tell you how much I will tell you. I pay myself about $2,000 a month. So that's my salary. But for that, I do about 80 hours a week. I'm paying taxes for the business, not a huge number of taxes. We turn a very modest profit, which is the equivalent to what I pay myself every month. Everything else goes back into the company to pay these wonderful people's salaries, to make sure that we've got appropriate equipment for people to use. Things like this little recorder that we've got here, things like this are really useful. We have 3 of these because it means we can record stuff on the go. Kate has one at her studio and we've got 2 here. We buy all the cameras, hard drives, computer equipment, and all of that. And the important thing is that, we are growing. So this year will be our biggest year yet in terms of revenue and in terms of revenue and in terms of what we are doing as a company and how we are growing. However, we've not reached the point yet where we need a videographer. And Mark says, I feel like I'm at a shareholder meeting. Yeah,
So we had the other shareholder meetings last week, and now you get ours.
Yeah, this is ours.
The reason I'm telling you this is that Transport Evolved, we bring in about 6,000 to 7,000 a month from YouTube, from Patreon, from other stuff that we do. And sometimes it's more and sometimes it's less. But we need to bring in, so Sean says, where is Battery Day? We do have a Patreon. Without Patreon, like we're bringing in about 6,000 a month from Patreon. So actually it's probably nudging 8, 9 now. But that goes back into the company, paying all the software that we use, paying the people's salaries, making sure that everything's good. We do have money in the bank right now. We have a significant savings. It's not enough to pay someone for a year, but it's enough savings so that when we go to events, we don't have to worry about, do I buy a plane ticket for winter so he can join us? Which is what we did when we went to Arizona. We had money in the bank. We were invited to Arizona. The company covered winter's flight. Lucid covered mine. So we were able to take winter. When we go to see...
And having 2 people was really useful at Lucid.
When we were at... hang on. someone when we were at the when we go to CES, it costs us several $1,000s, and that is money that we have to save up for the year to do. Thank you, Peter, who just became a Patreon.
Can we, I want to talk about Marcus's question, if you want to highlight it. 6 to 7K a month, that sounds quite low compared to how some other EV YouTubers are throwing money around. Is YouTube payouts very individually variable? No, it's really not. What's really different is that one of the things that we really value at Transport Evolved is that we don't take money from any company that we cover. We've been at a number of media events in the last month, and the overwhelming majority of other YouTubers covering this space take considerable sponsorships. Sponsorships can pay very, 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 very well, and they take significant quantities of money from automakers, which we don't do.
And I will just upwards. I've just checked my numbers. We are now between 9,000 and 11,000 a month, depending on YouTube. That's primarily.
That's not all from YouTube, though.
That's not all from YouTube.
No, it is not.
The majority is from Patreon, right?
Yeah.
The majority is from Patreon.
So I spoke to someone who has about the same subscriber count we do, and they're bringing in about 20,000 a month just in their sponsorships before you get to YouTube money or Patreon money.
And we need about $4,000 a month to hire a video editor. Sorry, Winter.
Yeah. So, I mean, we would really like to figure out some ethical sponsorship arrangements where we could take some sponsorship from some companies that we don't cover in any way. But the companies that are really eager to throw sponsorship money at a channel like ours are companies that we just won't accept because we have the potential to cover them in the industry.
Yeah.
Also, someone mentioned Raid Shadow Legends, and I just
no, I will tell you that story. We did Raid Shadow Legends once, and it was a nightmare. Like, they were terrible to work with. They were very demanding. The other thing is, we have people who remove their Patreon support, who unsubscribe, who write us angry emails, and worse. I've even had someone figure out my phone number and ring me to complain because we had an advert in. And someone the other day was complaining about mid-rolls in adverts in 10. And I feel like we need to bring this up. We have now started putting mid-rolls in all of our big, long videos. The reason being, we're not just going to take money from someone that we don't. We were contacted earlier on by a company who wants to advertise with us.
Oh, we get them every day.
We get them every day.
Are you kidding?
And they're
no.
normally, we wouldn't, for example, work with a food kit company. Because food kits are responsible for an astonishing amount of waste. We wouldn't work with, we very often get people from internal combustion engine companies going, can we advertise our new exhaust system? And I'm like, do you even watch our channel, dude?
We feel like your channel would be a perfect fit. And I'm like, what? You think it's going to be good lawn art? I don't quite...
Sorry, I'm just imagining, like, trying to put it on one of the EVs. Like, this is a perfect product for my vehicle.
Hey, that Volkswagen I covered the other day had an exhaust system.
It did.
Had exhaust pipes. They just left the exhaust pipes and they converted.
Someone asked if the complaining was as bad as the Halloween episode with this young lady. Oh,
I was still just a fan of the show when that aired, and I thought it was fun as hell.
It was a Halloween special that we did.
Nikki, you and I both know that
paws
she
are
is
in the
not
head.
a young lady.
She's not. She's 100 and...
I suggest, someone asked about Manscaped. I suggested Manscaped, and it was thought that it wasn't really on brand for us.
No.
But I actually do use their products.
Anyway, as I was saying, so we're basically... So for those who are asking, yes, we are making a profit. It's literally an itty-bitty tiny profit, and we make a small profit every year. And we've grown significantly in the last couple of years. But for us to get to a point where we can continue to make videos every day, we need a full-time video editor. What was her name again? You don't want to know her name. Her name?
Do it.
Her name?
Give in.
Octavia Christina Deerhart.
Didn't even say it in the voice.
I tell you what, we get another $100 in Patreon in the next 10 minutes, and I will do her voice.
So someone
Raise
mentioned buying shares in Ford. Just a reminder to everyone, for folks who don't know, in addition to not taking any sponsorships, we also have a corporate policy that forbids any employee of Transport Evolved from owning any stock in any company in the sectors that we cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just to be ultra open and whatnot, my wife and I do have retirement. We have retirement accounts, but they are all kind of automated. So it may be that the mutual fund that we are part of may or may not have shareholding on our behalf in some of the companies that we cover, but we do not know what those companies are. We have no part to play in who that is, who decides that. We just give them our money every month and they invest it on our behalf. That's how our portfolio works, and that's why our portfolio works in that way. You could have revenue from sponsors around the EV universe, like EV cable suppliers, homes chargers, apps like Tronity or ABRP, or your video equipment that you really like. Yeah, we thought about doing that and thought about doing affiliates. There is something now that we do now have to kind of bring up, and that is oh God, it's happening. I'm keeping an eye on the Patreons because so this is to the point, to the meeting that we're going to say, to the point that we had this morning. We had a meeting. It was kind of funny because Winter had been tying himself in knots over the future of the channel.
That's an over-exaggeration. Kate didn't sleep well last night either.
I did not, and I have no idea why, because I was exhausted.
We're all exhausted, and I was in the shower this morning, and I was kind of going through stuff in my head. I've been extremely depressed and extremely fed up with the whole world. I hate the fanboy behavior from all sectors. It's not just Tesla owners, it's every different sector. You know, find a car and someone is going to hate on someone else for not having their car and picking a different car instead. And we should be focusing on ridding the world of internal combustion engine vehicles and focusing on cleaner, greener, safer, and smarter transport. And that's why I get so upset. But
it's a group effort, everybody.
And everyone knows that the Microlino 2 is the best car that everyone should have.
I want one so much. I want a Microlino so much.
So
this is very unrelated, but since we're talking about funny little cars, I was reminded that there is a Zap really close to my house that has been abandoned.
No.
I think
has it actually been abandoned?
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing: is like I see the grass is cut often, and it's cut around the Zap.
Oh, so it's dead.
It's yeah, but it's sitting there so sad, like I don't know, just it's abandoned.
So someone says, do I still use my old channel? Not really, not on the A Minor Journey one. Take sponsorships from Brilliant, Curiosity Scream, Charging Mat, various accessory companies. We thought about it.
We need the cycles to work on. That was our social. Without losing our social media person means we just haven't had the energy to focus on it.
Yeah,
which
is why we are running to keep up with the content that we're producing. And I see emails go past. I'm like, oh, we should do something about that, and then.
I do every day, and it depresses me and it makes it worse. So here's what we're going to do. I want your help to raise the funds we need for a full-time video editor. We have a person in mind. If I can call him at the end of this week or the end of next month, and then I can go, oh God.
He also has been wanting a new job. So
he also wants a new job. He's ready to join us.
He'll
ready. Tell us that he's not going to, but I think I can probably do it.
He is ready.
He was the videographer on the Volkswagen ID4 video. He did the coloring on he was a videographer for the XC90 video, and I basically paid him hourly for that. but we need him full time. If we can raise another $4,000 a month, then we can do that. We can actually give that person. And what that does is it does three things. First, it means that I'm not editing videos until 9 o'clock at night, which is the common thing. 2, I do a lot of extra stuff outside of making videos. So on a Monday morning, we have a stand-up, which is what we'd normally be doing right now. We then have a what were you laughing at, Kate?
How close are we?
I was gonna say who's commented?
So someone
Mark Patterson's comment just tickled me.
someone
Oh, jeez.
someone is asking how close we are to making the voice.
That's not the comment that had Kate laughing, though.
Queenie Octavia Christina Derhart.
Yeah.
Yes, we crossed the border about 10 minutes ago, but I didn't want to say anything. Anyway, so thank you to Chrissa for that. She was the person who pushed us over. So we have someone that we want to work with, and we're ready to give him a job. And if we get him on board, then it means that I don't have to do things that I normally do before I sit down and edit videos. So let me give you an idea of what my day is currently like. By the way, thank you to Bazoo for that. I forgot to put that up. Thank you so much. So I get up, I normally try and work out. I go into the studio, I read my email. That we can sometimes get 200 or 300 emails overnight. Go through all the social, another couple of hundred. Then we talk to the team. We have to make sure there's no breaking news stories. And if we've had a video that we've already planned on doing, we push that video out immediately and it happens. If that doesn't happen, then we come up with a topic for a theme for the video. We work on it. I have to write the script. I then have to film it. I then have to edit it. I then have to push it up. Now, if Winter is doing it, he will script it, jump on his bike or in his car, come over here, film it. Then he'll leave. I then edit it, upload it, and off we go. If Kate's doing it, she does the scripting, she does the filming, she does the editing. Then she sends it off to us for a kind of a approval. And then all those other things, and we go from there. Apparently, could we do more of these live streams to be a voice of revenue? Yeah, to give the channel a PBS vibe. Funny you should say that. We'll come back to that in a second. Had to pop in and work hours. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
You're a star. So what we then do, at that point, very often it's noon before I start working on a script. I've started work at 7 or 8. And it's noon before I even start working on a script. It can sometimes be 3 or 4 in the afternoon before I sit down and film. And sometimes it can be 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 before we upload. And as I've demonstrated here, we have Starlink, and sometimes I do Starlinked in the evening. And that means that sometimes a video can take 2 or 3 hours to upload.
Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki. Queenie doing an OnlyFans would make loads of money. Niche pays.
I mean, at this point, we need a video editor.
Yeah. All right, so we've
Not that
solved
kind
that
of
problem.
girl.
Excellent.
She's not that kind of girl, and I'm sure that Chimmy would have something to say about it. He wouldn't be happy. If you've not met Chimmy, this is Chimmy Changa the Fox. He's a car guy. He likes cars. Cars are cool. He likes cars and beer and homebrew. And
I'll bet he can edit videos, but
he
we
tells
can't
dad
hire him.
jokes. No, he cannot edit videos very well. I have a photo of him trying. It doesn't work. Anyway, so I just
You
dropped
don't
him.
need to know what OnlyFans is. That's fine.
Yeah, you don't.
No, you do not.
Enjoy living in ignorance.
Ignorance. All right, so there's a whole lot of stuff also associated with paying videos. paying videos, paying staff. So like running payroll, have to make sure everybody gets the right amount of money. I have to make sure that all the taxes get paid. I have to make sure that everything else. No, he is not the car fox. But he does like cars. He gets confused for the car fox on a regular occasion. Like when I'm out at events, I have to be so careful which events I take him to, because if it's anything involving cars, people do think he is the car fox. So generally, I have to take Queenie to car events because she's too obnoxious to know anything about cars. All right, sitting here making bassoon reeds, watching the car fox. You know, and the fun thing here is that how many suits do you have? Oh, okay.
Little do they know. Little do they know.
So this young lady has been in. This is one of the reasons why I got really depressed at the weekend. This is my hobby, right? I perform. I like making stuff.
I mean,
And this
COVID
is a
hasn't
suit
helped.
that I've been working on for how long, Erin? Must have been years now.
How long have you been working on her?
Yeah, must be 2 years.
About 3, 4?
Yeah.
Was it?
So she's still missing. She's lost an eye. Poor girl.
But I mean,
she's
that's
lost an
between,
eye.
like work and stuff. But I mean, you know, with the, you know, quarantine and stuff, it has not been easy to go out and do events. And I think she's on us.
She's definitely Starlinked.
2 years.
Yeah.
It's been
2 years.
I've been
It's been
not
2
working
years.
on that to
Okay.
2 years. Anyway, it basically means I have no free time, and I get really cross with my team at time to make the chimichangas. His mum liked chimichangas, so his mum liked Mexican food. So his brother is called guacamole.
We have an earlier question about what would our stance be on receiving funding from an investor. If you want to talk about that, Nikki, because we've talked about that some in the context of
I would be
Patreon.
open. I would be open to getting investors from. I would be open to considering investors like Robert did. The challenge is, what would we give in return?
Yeah.
We've proven the channel is profitable. We've proven the channel can make good content, but we need to go to the next level, and we're not able to because we all have burnout. So we're all making. I have to tell off Winter, Kate, and Erin regularly about working too much.
I never work too much. I just steal hours from the following week.
And sometimes the week after that.
Yeah. And obviously sometimes it's training time because I need practice on my equipment.
Yeah, Winter has done that again, which really upsets me, where Winter goes, "Oh, I'm not charging you for this because I need to learn how to use this bit of camera equipment." And I'm like, no. Anyway, my point here, thank you, Marcus, you're very kind. Bitcoin is also an option. We do have people who send us money through Bitcoin. So yeah, I would be open to getting an investor on board. That would be useful. What I really want to do, I would love to do, is to raise the funds to hire this guy for a year and to see if it makes a difference. Because right now, we're script writing, we're filming, we're editing, we're publishing, all of us doing, and Erin's doing all of the artwork, all of the thumbs, all of the animation. And Erin can't do any more than she already is. If you ever make it to Dragon Con, I'll buy you dinner. Thank you, Alex. That's very sweet. So Jim Parr says, I am a TE fanboy. Please don't be a fanboy. Just be someone who enjoys the show. That's the best way. So here's what we're going to do. We're coming to the meat of the matter. Erin is currently working on a project for a third party independent, and she's going to be finished for that in about a week and a half's time. So Erin's doing kind of the bare minimum with thumbnails. Thank you to everybody who's joining. Actually, lots of people who are joining and sending us extra money. Thank you. So we are at a point where we are going to cut back our videos, and it scares me so much, like you wouldn't believe. And by the way, some of you saying, come on, contribute $1 each and we are there. Yeah, if every single person who watched this channel every month donated $1, I could hire my video editor, I could hire a script writer, we could buy or rent a studio space, and we could actually make videos far more easily. COVID has actually increased our impact on our ability to make videos, because everything takes longer when you have to jump in a car and drive a hard drive across. This is Shadrayan.
Hi, Shadrian. You usually live on my desk.
This is Shadrayan. See, it's got a little. See, Shadrayan.
Yeah, I mean, it's about 35 minutes from my house to Nikki's, and it's much, much, much faster to drive a drive back and forth than it is to try to transfer things over the web.
I mean, I often won't bother to pull media off the media server. I will go track it down where it was originally from, because the amount of time it takes me to use my much bigger internet connection to do that is quicker than pulling it off the media server. And
and if we go back to having a studio where everyone is central and we have a fat pipe, even though Kate will still be working remotely, it's still quicker. So cutting back on the sheer volume of videos is not a problem. If you only made 10, I would still be a patron. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet.
We're definitely going to do more than just 10.
So here's what we're going to do. Shorts are not working. I love making shorts because they're short and fun and quick. Shorts are very, very bothersome to us as a team. Thank you very much, Jane, and thank you very much, Jonathan. You're very sweet. Thank you. Our shorts are not making money because YouTube won't let us earn money from them. Thank you very much, Mark. Everyone's being so sweet and wonderful. And it's very kind. So
when we had the shorts on main, they did make a little bit of money, but people hated having the shorts on the main channel. They hated it.
And we had to deal with so many negative comments about it, and so many people unsubscribing and unsupporting the channel for what is ostensibly a very petty reason.
I've never really understood that, because when I see a video on a channel that I'm subscribed to that I don't want to watch, I just don't watch it. It's my approach.
And can either of you see each other's home or studio from each other?
God, no.
If I probably stood up on a tear, I might be able to see Erin or Winter's house on the horizon, but they are 15 and 20 miles away from me.
Yeah.
Maybe if I get a little laser, I can point it in the sky, and then you'll be like, "There's Erin."
Oh, we will do. We will do. Thanks, Brent. Thank you very much. So we're going to cut shorts. There will be no more shorts.
Dum, dum, bum.
Which also saves, I think, that also saves Erin some time and energy too, because it takes just as long to make a thumbnail, actually longer, to make a thumbnail for a short as it does to make one for a main video.
Sometimes. And then there's also like the mega cut which is pretty, it's not like extensive or anything like that, but it is certainly like,
it's a pain in the butt. I've done it.
Open this one and open this one and open this one, or I have to do this. So anyway.
So we're getting rid of the short channel. We're gonna keep take 2 because I like doing take 2.
Yeah.
And Lars likes the landscape shorts mega cut. Yeah, some of you do, but some of you are also frustrated because I speak very, very quickly and I don't really take very many breaths, and I have to speak really, really fast to get all the information out in a really short period of time. And the important thing to know is that sometimes that is really much of a pain to do. So, no more shorts. Second, this is the thing that really worries me. And thank you, Jesper. Thank you. I really, Jesper even. Thank you very much. We are no longer going to do videos every day. We cannot continue to do this.
Not if we want to maintain our level of quality, which we do.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So, right here, that's a Queenie hand. Put Queenie's hand down. These are some of the cameras that I am offloading off the camera from the Ford Marquis GT and Ford Marquis GT Performance. What a name. Did my head in saying that every time. I did a 1 hour drive out in the Ford Mustang Marquis GT Performance. I did a 1 hour video on the way back from the in the Marquis GT, and then I did an autocross the next day. So I had 5 cameras on the car. Each camera is capturing 4K video. I have to offload every single video. I then have to munge them all together because GoPro records in blocks of either 4 GB or 12 GB files. So I have to stitch them all together, and then I have to import them, and then I have to sync them up. That takes a lot of time and energy, and I'm halfway through doing that. That's why the Ford Mustang Mach-E is not being pushed out today. Do I have the Starlink gateway active? Yes. Yes, I do. So in order for me to push this video out, I'm going to have to work on that today, and it will probably go up tomorrow or Wednesday. But we're going to cut the number of videos we do back. Now, we discussed doing a schedule, like Tuesday and Wednesday and Saturday, and that would be cool. Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, 3 videos a week, and then maybe we'd throw some stuff in if there was a breaking news story. And then we kind of went, nah, because then if we have a schedule and we stick to that schedule, and then we miss something, it makes people really cross. So here's what we're going to do. And it's going to really depend on you guys, because YouTube is about to do some really nasty stuff to us.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube's algorithm promotes videos based on keywords, content, length, and how many times that channel has uploaded and published videos. And we're about to get rid of that. Now, every day we don't publish videos, we'll go from 50, we'll go anywhere, every day we get anywhere between 40 and 90,000 views. But when we don't make a video for a day, it goes down to 30. And if we don't make a video for 2, it goes down to 10.
Like when our next video goes out, it just won't, YouTube won't promote it. So we won't get those 40 or whatever thousand views on it. And
so we need you guys to come every day. YouTube, check your subscription. Check the channel. Go to youtube.com/Transport Evolved. Go to the upload window, and you will see the latest upload that we've made. I need you to watch every video that we make, and we will have to make less to keep ourselves sane. Now, we know from doing lots of analytics, and we've talked about this, it's taken us about 6 months to reach this decision, hasn't it? Erin,
we've been talking about it since like before I came on board.
Talking to me about it for 2 years.
Yeah. What? Just the
yeah. And Jonathan says, thank you, by the way, if less videos helps your mental health, then I feel the videos will actually improve. It's true. Several of you noticed I've been very sarcastic in videos lately and a little bit snippy in the comment section. And that's because I've been so tired. I will get up from the sofa in the evening and pass out. When I go to bed at night, I literally brush my teeth, I lie on the bed, and I am out within seconds. And I've been waking up every day exhausted. And for those who don't know, I have a medical condition called long QT syndrome. And it means that I can't do things in the evening anyway. Long QT is a condition that could potentially kill me by giving me a cardiac arrest. And so I know that the registered nurse on staff has been very concerned about me overworking, because when you overwork, your heart rhythm changes.
She might mentioned it a time or two.
Yeah,
People are worried about the sarcasm. Don't worry, Nikki may get less sarcastic, but Kate and I will remain just as sarcastic.
I'm going to remain sarcastic. I will remain sarcastic, but I will be able to put more. So the video I did the other day on not buying an electric car this year, it did really well, and I was really sarcastic in it, and it felt good, and I enjoyed that. That was the first video I enjoyed making for a really long time. So, somebody said, "Why don't we give Kate more work?" Because Kate right now needs her other job to pay her bills.
Yes, my other job is paid rather better for the number of hours that I do, which it would have to be, given how working in an ER at the moment is not the most fun.
Are you saying that being a trans woman of color working in ER at the height of a pandemic is not the carnival cruise that I was promised?
It is not. It is not. And yes, I have been known to be quite snippy recently with people who say to me, "Oh, I haven't had a vaccine because I think that it's a Chinese hoax that's going to implant 5G in my arm." And then I say, "Well, you can die or not. That's your choice." But
also, I just want to point out the major telecoms have not been terribly successful getting 5G to work really usefully in phones. So I'm not sure why it would work in people's arms if it's objectively terrible in phones right now.
I just bought my first phone for like 5 years or 4 years, and it has 5G, but it doesn't have 5G out here. So, but there are also loads of other things that we need to do. So I want to reiterate that this is not that Transport Evolved are no longer going to be producing videos every day and therefore I need to go and get a day job. No. The problem is that I've been doing 80 hours a week. And I tell Erin off if she's 30 minutes over.
Yes.
Yes.
So I need to stop doing 80 hours a week. So what we need to do is for me to not be making 15 videos a week, or the team to be making 15 hours a week. So then there are loads of other things like my studio. I'm not going to show you. My studio, my desk is a mess. Winter can attest to this because he was over the other day.
Yeah, mine is too, but
my desk is a mess. The server room is a mess because I've just been so busy that I haven't had chance to keep everything like it's literally grab a camera.
Nikki Starlinked. I do think actually that Mark may have the answer to all of our problems, that we should all move in together and it would be like a sarcastic, less rude, geeky version of Friends, and we could live stream that like Big Brother.
Oh boy,
and that's where all our income could
I know. I lived with Nikki. I lived with Nikki for a long time. It was.
I don't think anyone here knows what a TikTok content house is, do they?
So Kate and I call we kind of refer to each other as our evil twin. I call Kate my evil twin, and she calls me her evil twin.
She's the evil one.
We are like siblings, and we may or may not have squabbled like siblings.
I still just like you both married people with the same name. That's the thing I can't let go of about the two of you.
What, we both married a Catherine?
Well, you're both married to American Catherines. You're two British women who are both married to Catherines from America.
Who spell their name the same way.
And you didn't plan it. That's the thing that blows my mind.
Yeah. And,
yeah.
And I think less said about that.
But the bit that you teased me for months and was rude to my wife about her being American because it was about the time that George Bush was in power.
I wasn't rude about her being American. I was rude about America and blamed her for everything that America had ever done in its entire existence.
Man.
Now American. Now you are American too, right?
Yeah.
We both have American citizenship. So anyway. But you know, all jokes aside, thank you, Anthony. You're very
sweet. Thank you so much.
Anthony also donates very greatly to our Patreon team. So look, we're going to carry on. We're going to start pushing really hard for merch and for ads and stuff. But we're going to try and take ads from people who have products that we value.
Something, Nikki, I'm sorry. I just wanted to apologize really quick, guys. I realized that I do not have time to make a Halloween shirt this year. I know it's a tragedy, but I have a plan for the holiday season.
Yeah. Erin is tied up with another project right now, which, by the way, does also bring in money, but it doesn't bring in enough money to do all these other things. And I know a lot of people go, yeah, but this person makes a video and it's just them. That person is lying.
I do think some of these people put out one video a month or 2 videos a month, maybe.
Or they just do a GoPro handheld and it's just a stream of consciousness.
There's a very good chance that there is an editor behind them and you just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
in fact,
and
I think we are the only YouTube channel of our size who makes videos multiple times a week who does not have an editor.
Yeah.
I should say, someone commented on the boxes behind me, and yeah, there's some boxes. The small
Thank you.
boxes are stuff that's going to be sold, but the big box will be revealed later today in a live stream.
Doug doesn't work. Doug doesn't work on his own.
Doug also has income from like running an. Doesn't he run like an auction site these days as well?
Yeah,
of
he
some
does.
sort?
Yeah, he's got like cars and something.
And that's the other thing, right? A lot of the YouTubers in our sector have businesses, so they are on the side. That the YouTube is the on the side thing. They already have a really big business, a successful business. They have people handling everything else. And all they then have to do is stand in front of a camera and they can pay someone to go and edit the video. And we don't have that. So thank you, everybody who's JP Fagerback. You are an
Thank you so much.
You are a
You are an odd one as well.
Also, I just find the name JP Fagerback really fun to say when I'm doing credits.
Yeah,
like it has it's a name with a really nice mouthfeel.
You mean Monroe Live doesn't just make the big bucks for their videos? I mean, we've worked with Sandy, right? We did a video with Sandy. But again, Sandy's videos have an ulterior motive. Very often he's either got an investment in or an interest in the company he is covering.
Yeah, I like Sandy a lot, but when I was talking to him at the Arcimodo day, I definitely felt like we had slightly different perspectives on the Arcimodo, and the fact that Sandy's invested in Arcimodo seemed relevant to his perspective.
Yeah. So apparently the Stradman doesn't have an editor. That's cool. It means beautiful hill. Fagerback.
Oh, that's super cool.
Oh, that adds more.
That adds That adds more to it.
Someone up further, I don't know where it came, like where the comment was, but generally I try to release the Halloween shirts like around the 1st of October, just so there's time for everyone to like order them before Halloween. And if I tried to push a shirt out when I'm done with the project, it'll be like probably Halloween when it gets done. And by that point, like when the shirts get to people, it'll be like probably halfway through November. So
you do have a massive troop and lots of bucks behind you. Then again, they are the chickens in the garden. If I could put the chickens to work, we could be, we'd
be fine.
There's a question about how to access the Discord. Nikki, do you want to just
Discord?
explain how that works?
We'll link to it somewhere. We'll put up a link in there.
But you have to like message the moderators now to get access to it, right? Because we were dealing with so many spam bots.
We had so much trouble with spam that now you have to kind of message the if we're doing manual verifications right now. So it looks like someone has just tried to join. Bjorn apparently doesn't have an editor, but he does a lot of very kind of stream of consciousness. He does a lot of live streams. I think if the videos are made by chickens, the quality would suffer. So
the other problem is that they're very slow with the keyboard. They just hunt and peck.
Seriously?
You knew it was coming. Come on.
No,
he
I
has
didn't.
more chickens.
Yes, I do have more
Yeah,
chickens.
Nikki has vast. I only have 3. I have 3. And
A growing army.
I have 10 right now.
A growing army.
I need to get rid of some chickens. How about some support from electricity providers? Yeah, too. But the other challenge, okay, let's talk about sponsorship because people keep bringing it up. I don't want to pull this card, but I don't know how to phrase this without saying it out. The automotive industry. Sally was dinner a long time ago. Sally is no longer. Sally was a rooster. Sally was our first rooster who was absolutely horrible to all of the hens and ended up having to go bye-bye. We have another another rooster now. In fact, we have 2 roosters right now because one hatched in June, who needs to find a new home. He's beautiful.
He's very
I
handsome.
do not want him to go to thingy camp, freezer camp. All right, so the automotive industry, there are lots of people in the auto industry, including EV, the journalists. There are 2 types of EV journalists. There are those who are working in the EV world, who are exclusively EV journalists, and very often they'll have kind of an interest in either from an advocacy or whatever. Then there are mainstream automotive journalists. Obviously, we fit into that first group. But in terms of gender balance, the overwhelming number of people in the car media are guys. And the women who are in the sector are generally ones who are there with a specialism. So they'll be like there for the environmental side or the business side or the tech side.
You were just telling us about that.
And the challenges that we get sometimes being treated seriously as a queer owned and operated company is difficult. So a lot of times companies are reticent to give us cars because they don't think we know what we're talking about.
And that comes back to the video editor too, though. Our turnaround on review cars needs to pick up. We know that.
Yes, and again, we need a video editor.
Yeah.
If we can review a car and then get it out the door, we do much better. But when we do, people, when people do work slower, then they don't get the issues. So, look, we're going to make fewer videos. I don't like it. When we get a video editor on board, Kate's sense of humor is my kryptonite. Thank you.
Thanks.
Sirapu, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why can't TE try podcasts in free time? Yeah, we're hoping.
One of the things we're hoping doing less videos will do is give us a bit more free time to go back to creating a podcast. We actually have a number of podcast ideas, like topic ideas and stuff that we just haven't had time to work on. But a podcast is definitely in the works.
What percentage of EV buyers are queer? Are you representing a buying group larger than the population? No, there's a large number of queer people, but we don't make videos for queer people. We make videos for everybody.
We just happen to be.
Yeah.
It's the intersectionality. We just happen to be a queer team, but
which wasn't on purpose.
No,
it really wasn't. It really wasn't. The review problem exacerbated when you migrated to the US. Anyone in your EU contacts helped speed up their connections. It's been a while, so maybe not. Yeah, it did. It exacerbated. We thought we were going to get more cars coming over here, but we actually get fewer because the US car industry is far more sexist than it is elsewhere.
On top of
the US EV market is much more focused on luxury cars and premium cars, which is a place where I think people really associate like men and their fancy watches. I mean,
right.
The Motor Trend Lucid thing made me think of it, going to go look at Rolexes. But yeah, that's the fact that the American auto industry also is really focused on a market segment that people really associate with like older, distinguished male reviewers doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't. And
if we had Peugeot E208 here, I think people would be you wouldn't have as much of an issue trying to get those types of cars on review.
No. Yeah. And incidentally, I would quite like a Peugeot E208. That would
so would I.
An option for
I wouldn't mind a Peugeot E208 coming to America. I'm still holding out hope that Stellantis brings the damn new Fiat here.
No, it's not going to happen.
I know.
I know.
That's why I drive a 10-year-old Think.
To be fair, says Dennis, and Dennis has a good point. To be fair, the EV uptake is more egalitarian than in the EU, and it's true. And that's our shtick. I want everybody. Transport Evolved exists because I want everybody to have the ability to get behind the wheel of an electric car. Look, my first electric car cost me £1,500.
Though the term car is being used a little loosely.
Heavy lifting. But it was my first car, my first electric car. And from there, I was able to upgrade and upgrade and upgrade. And look, my wife is just about to buy a pretty expensive car, the most expensive car she's ever purchased. And the company is about to purchase an expensive car too, so that we can actually get stuff to events without having to pay hundreds of dollars a year on overage on planes.
Or having to take multiple cars to events.
Yeah.
Without having to, caravan to events.
It was a City L, and I don't think the City L owner is in the chat, but it was a City L. Look it up.
Nikki, was it an RC electric toy car?
No, it was a City L. It was a single seat, three-wheel bubble car. And Kate drove it once, I think. Didn't you?
Yes, it was terrifying.
What was terrifying about the City L?
The handling.
Also, weren't you basically eye level to people's lug nuts? I mean, it wasn't exactly a commanding presence on the road.
Our resident City L expert is actually in the chat. So Stefan actually has a City L. So I'm sure he can provide links. But if you go to the Wikipedia page on the City L, my car is on the Wikipedia page. I'm not getting a Tesla. No.
I'm the resident Tesla owner on the team. My husband has a Tesla. My husband has a Tesla, and I drive it a fair bit because my electric car only has 70 miles of range. So if we want to do anything that involves living in the city, we take the Tesla.
So my wife's just got a promotion through work. So she's getting a new Mustang Mach-E. It's due in the spring. And I will be placing an order for a Ford Mustang Mach-E Lightning F-150.
Yes. Nikki is going to be doing
GT performance,
but with a Ford Mustang. That is the plan.
No, I'm buying. Transport Evolved will be buying an F-150 Lightning because it's a good work truck for us. We can put things in it and whatnot.
I wanted a company Rivian, but
this was supposed to be an hour, 45 minutes, and it's now an hour and 20. So I'm going to say goodbye. But there's not going to be a main video today. But Kate is going to be doing a video either today or tomorrow. Have we decided which day? I think it's probably today.
So, and I would quite like to remove the giant box from the office. So unboxing the object in the giant box
will happen later. Handy. Yeah. So Kate's going to be doing a video for that. So I need to give you the access to this this live stream. We'll have to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
We don't have to figure that out while live though.
If not, then I have a different streaming platform.
There you go. So we'll be doing a live stream as Kate unboxes things. And then I am going to be... Have I driven a Ford lately? Yes. Last week.
That was... But I don't know if you... I don't know if you remember. I don't know if they ran it in Europe, but have you driven a Ford lately was the Ford slogan in America for a long time. It was their advertising slogan was, have you driven a Ford lately?
That was like
that was the American advertising thing for Ford for literally years was have you driven a Ford lately? I think it was actually have you driven a Ford lately, if I recall.
Oh,
but I could
now I know. It was the music. Thank you to everybody who has increased their Patreon support. I do want to get up to... We do need to increase so we can get this video editor on board. When we do that, we can re-increase our videos. But for now, we're going to target between 2 and 4 videos a week, plus stuff as and when they happen. And it's really important that you help us through this time because our ads will suffer. We will get hammered. Our income will drop by probably about $3,000 a month.
Suck.
It will suck.
So yes, watch our videos.
Someone's asking about my car.
Thank you, Chad.
Very quickly.
Yes.
I am still working on it. It is slow because I am doing this and my other job and building a house. This is the house. I am still building it. So I am still working on it. And also, it turns out I break things. So that took a while. There will be more.
So let me do some math real quick. Give me a sec.
In which case, I will fill the time by saying that I have filmed a big chunk of the next update on the car. Probably over the next few weeks, I will have hopefully put the board together and test it and get it working. And then there will be an update.
So approximately...
And Nikki... Oh, go ahead.
Approximately the number of Patreon supporters we have, we would need to increase everyone's patronage by approximately $50 a year. Or we need to get another huge bunch of people. If everybody who watched every day gave $1, we could hire this person tomorrow. Yeah. Sorry, Winter.
I was just going to say that in addition to Kate's project car, Nikki and I have also been talking about when we've got a little bit of breathing time, moving forward some on the Honda Insight EV conversion project as well. Because I'm one of the things that I was really excited about when I moved out west from Maine, in part to do this job, was this is the first time I haven't had a project car in a really long time. So I'm sort of counting on the Insight being the thing that I get to tinker with.
Yeah. And John, yes, no, we did. We said everyone needs to increase their pay $5 to $50 a year, which is what? That's basically, that's a number that doesn't work.
And yes, in response to the comment, yes, we have a Honda Insight that has a GM EV1 motor in it, and we are working on turning it into a full EV. The project was started by some other folk, and then it sort of got dropped, and we've picked it up, and that's the goal.
Nikki.
It is also the thing I'm sort of holding out hope for in case my Think City dies before I have another plan, is that the Insight will be ready for me to drive instead.
Nikki, where the heck did he get that motor?
That's need to know, I think.
Yeah, I mean, given who we got the car from, it's probably a good idea not to ask. But okay. Nikki did point out that a lot of the EV1 motors floating around in the world didn't come out of EV1s. They came out of Chevy S10 electrics, which were not as aggressively crushed as EV1s were.
Interesting.
Well, that's because some of them were purchased, and the reason behind that was some corporate fleets policies at the time, and I believe to this day, prohibit leasing.
Yeah.
Some companies say, we will not lease a vehicle, we must buy it outright.
Huh. Okay.
And so they have to buy these
the
trucks.
electric S10s and EV1s use the same motor.
Now I know.
Thank you, Richard, and to everybody else. Yeah, everybody just said, look, Rich just said he just added another £4 a month. That's literally what everybody needs to do. $4, £4, whatever. Everybody who is a patron, if you can just increase it just a little bit, then we will be able to hire this guy, and then we can get back to making videos every day, which is what we'd like to do. But there's so many videos.
News.
There is now.
Oh, I forgot to mention the important thing that we were talking. This is not going to happen immediately, but we're going to change 10. There's too many shorts and too many shorts in 10. So what we're thinking about we can do is what we're thinking we can do, and someone keeps asking in the chat room, John was asking, you needed a number. If every Patreon supporter increases their pledge by $50 a year, we can hire this person.
And how many Patreon supporters do we have?
1,090 plus.
Yeah, that gives the actual figure.
Yeah.
So you were saying changes to 10.
Right. So with the deletion of shorts, we're going to try and do a midweek show. It won't be 10. It'll be...
And 10's not going anywhere.
10's not going anywhere.
10
but
will be there. It just won't have so many shorts and things.
We might remove the shorts from 10, or we might shorten the shorts.
Some of
There'll
our
be
short
short
shorts. Some of our short shorts are getting wordy enough that they could easily be feature stories, and we could easily do 10 feature stories for 10.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then do a different show that was all of what would be the short shorts.
Yeah. So what we're planning on doing is we will cut back on the short shorts. Instead of doing like 40 stories a week, we might do 30 stories a week or 25 stories a week. So short shorts might still be around. We just might have fewer of them. That makes it easier for me to edit on a Friday, because shorts are, I edit 10. 10 is 100% Nikki, with the exception of Winter and Kate, who check the script, and Erin, who does the thumb.
And actually, that's another reason that having a video editor helps, because quite often there's specific B-roll for stories. It's not generic B-roll. So you then have to spend ages. Like, we've now moved to tracking down the B-roll before we write the script, but you still have to go get it ingested, process it, and then edit it.
And I mean, the name 10 came from the fact that it was supposed to be 10 minutes, and 10 now runs about 22. So.
Yeah. 10 was a pun, Transport Evolved News, and it was TEN, 10 minutes in length. And by the way, my wonderful wife has just joined the chat room. I was just like, oh, wait, that's another Gordon-Bloomfield. It's my wife. Hi, Kate. So
I love that 10 was a pun, but Transport Evolved wasn't. I really thought Transformed was a pun before I came to work here.
It wasn't. So my wife is now moving into her own office, which is across the way. She's kind of probably sitting cross-legged on the floor right now. But this is the end of the 10. So we're going to do. There's a reason why all the TE team wear glasses. Yes, we're all blind.
I just wear them because they look cool. I'm actually, my vision is 2020.
Yeah, someone said to me recently that my red frames were just fashion frames. I was like, do you not see how distorted my face is through the lens? Like,
has the cooler glass.
There we go.
These are wooden glasses, crafted by my wonderful wife. Wooden glasses because when you have a giant animal head, these are magnetic. They have magnets on them. They go onto her head, and then
I knew someone whose actual glasses they had a piercing in the bridge of their nose, and their actual glasses magnetically clipped to it, which I always thought was super cool.
So yeah, we're going to try and do a short style midweek show. So it's going to take a couple of weeks to figure out, because they have to brand it and do all those other things. Like that is it. Who is ready to do the $4.20 increase per month challenge?
If 100 people want to do that, to do $4.20, we will do a live stream with at least some of us either high or drunk, because we've talked about it before as a Patreon exclusive.
You need to run this past your boss first.
I will go talk about electric vehicles while stoned off my ass if people want to give us that money. Because in fairness, I've been known to just start ranting about electric vehicles while really high anyway. So, you know, if 1,000 people want to give us $4.20, or if 100 people want to give us $4.20, like, sure, why not? Erin and I will sit down and get.
Is that legitimately what it worked out to? Was it just good?
I think someone was just kind of.
Someone was saying the $4.20 challenge. Let's say 100 people wanted to do that. We cheerfully.
It's $4.00, so somebody rounded it up. But kudos to that person. Anyway,
there's another. Jalopnik does a thing sometimes where they get really drunk and read their nasty comments. And we have talked about doing a Patreon exclusive, something similar to that. Although our nasty comments are so nasty.
We can get some slightly less nasty ones.
Yeah, we'd have to choose the slightly less nasty ones.
Medium grade nasty.
Medium nasty.
And the funny thing is, I'm not capable of taking most drugs, prescription or otherwise, or recreational. And I don't get drunk.
No, but if you stayed up late and were just really tired, and the rest of us were drunk or high, it would work. I promise.
Well, because
I've been around you really tired.
Yes.
Which is why we're doing this whole stream in the first place, to say that I overwork too much.
But coming back to the original topic.
So yes, we're cutting down the number of videos, and there's going to be a new midweek show that will mean that 10 can be a little bit shorter and a little bit less work on Fridays.
Yes, and no, my wife is not going to do. It's not going to do woodworking videos. She just shares very wonderful photos. So let me duck that way. That door started off life as basically dimensional lumber.
Yeah, she did an amazing job on that door. I get why it was painted to match the house, but the raw wood was so pretty on that door too.
I have some pieces because it's pretty. That's the scented pine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so pretty. It's like purple.
Cedar.
Yeah. Oh, cedar. That's what it was.
We need Kate to produce some like very limited runs, some sort of EV related piece of woodworking that we can auction off, but I don't know what.
Ooh, something with wood burning.
Yeah. Or like a beautiful, nice quality, like bird's eye maple hook to hang your charging cord over in your garage would be so pretty.
I love how you're volunteering my wife to make things. I half expect her to come storming through the door any second going, no!
We have another call for another Queenie video.
Yeah.
Nikki
did last year did 10 as Queenie, and people were not really happy about it.
No, they weren't. In fact, tell you what, I can't hear anything if I do this. Hang on.
She can't hear us. We can say things.
Yeah, we can say whatever we want.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I know. It's like not coming up with anything good to say.
Silly videos, and then someone's gonna say, "You could have spent the entire 2.5 hours making a video."
But yes, I totally think that more quick. I would really like to get Nikki. I would like to get B-roll of Nikki on one of the Arkamotos in his suit
instead of goofing off. Roadster. Not that I can hear anything. Oh, I have hands. Hands are wrong. You'll have to forgive the hands. I can't hear anything anyway.
Puts on headphones.
What?
Exactly.
Exactly.
You have to speak up. Oh, bugger. So,
I was saying that I want B-roll of you on the Arkamoto Roadster in one of the suits. I think that would be lovely.
That can be arranged.
I know.
Yeah. Yep, it can be. I can hear Kate laughing from the other room. Bless her.
We get a little bit of footage of Nikki in a suit on a roadster, and we just splice it in the middle of the video and see if anyone notices.
I put an Easter egg in a video a couple of weeks ago, and nobody noticed it, and I was very upset about it. There was a video. It was an episode of 10 in which the video credit was Subaru, and I changed it to Subaru, and nobody noticed.
Oh, no.
I don't think most people read the video credits other than us. Like I pay attention to them.
Where is Erin going?
I don't know. We've had some people comment on typos in them.
Oh, that's true. We have. And every now and then we've mixed up credits where we said something was a different automaker than it was, and people got upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've been confusing Kate Wife with Kate Pure.
Yes,
there's two different Kates.
That's why it says Pure here, is because there's another Kate.
Well, there's more than one other Kate.
So many Kates.
There are multiple Kates. Anyway,
we are.
But yes,
we
for the record, before we end. No one on your screen right now are in a romantic relationship with each other. People often think that Nikki and Kate are together, and people often think that Nikki and I are together, and that is not the case. We all have spouses. Well, Nikki, Kate, and I all have spouses. Erin has a partner. I've got a spouse and some partners, but like none of us are actually like. Just because we have good chemistry on screen does not mean that we are involved romantically.
No, we're not. And to prove it,
are you bringing Kate in?
I think she's coming. She's watching the stream, and here she is.
Oh, there you go.
There she is. Hi, Kate.
Yay! Hello.
And they star linked on that mode. That's
And
a
they
freeze frame from the
star-linked
end
on
of it.
that movie.
It's like a
At
freeze
least
frame
let's
from the
just
end of an
hit
80s
end
movie.
Just like fade out.
Credits
Yeah,
just
yeah,
sync
they're
film.
just-
It's like-
There, oh,
They-
now
they
they're
are
back.
different. So this is my wife, Kate. She is a different Kate to the Kate below.
Yeah, I
She's-
am not the same Kate. I'm not.
Thank you, Annie.
And my
So-
my husband Owen has been on camera some for stuff that hasn't aired, but when we did our cross country road trip, there's a bunch of stuff with my husband on camera.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll see that soon, which is the other reason why we are going to do, multiple things and edit things differently and make fewer videos, because you have huge numbers of videos that we need to push out the door. So anyway,
And yes, John, to answer your question. Yes, I have a spouse and some partners.
Yes. So for the Nikki cosplay.
Well, see, that's what we need. We need there needs to be a Nikki suit so that one of us can dress as Nikki.
Well,
Or
yeah.
something.
So apparently Winter can do a very good impression of me saying, and now it's time for short shorts.
And now it's time for short shorts. Those were your short shorts. There will be more next week. Welcome to TEN, Transport Evolved News.
Yes, multiplicate. Love that you guys, here we go. Love that you guys have your pronouns shown, which is why I love your car channel. All the car news, of course. Thank you very much. All right, so everybody, we're going to go because I do now have to do video editing. I've got all these videos to do. I
So
have
many
to
GoPros.
charge this thing up, which I've been playing with, so I can listen to my music while I take this over to Winter to probably this evening. And I also have to take these back and pick up some boxes because some of you have sent parcels to us at Transport Evolved. So there we go. Thank you, everybody. I hope you understand. I'm waiting for the hate in the comments, but you guys have made it wonderful. So thank you very much for being understanding. We're not going anywhere. We're not stopping. Just be patient. If you ask us why we haven't made a video on X, Y, and Z yet, it's probably because you don't have enough people.
Indeed. Thank you all so much.
Keep evolving, everyone. Bye.
Keep crawling.